And we're back, Seven Rivers Racing here in KQEG TV. Remember, you can find us on the internet at youtube.com/Seven Rivers Racing. You'll be able to find out today's show if you didn't get a chance to hear it, but you knew who was coming on. Bob Timm from the Mississippi Valley Speedway up in Fountain City. And before we go any further, we really got to give some kudos to a lifelong race fan, a big sponsor of yours up there at the racetrack that really went over and above and beyond anything you could even imagine of one gentleman doing at your track this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting deal, and it's really great for the drivers. You know, Jack Bayman's kind of been involved with Mississippi Thunder Speedway since we bought it, both as a sponsor and as a driver. He participates in the USRAB mod class as well. You know, Jack's in the 50-year-old range, and an attorney up in the cities, and lifelong race fan, like you said, and always wanted to get involved in racing. And when we bought the Speedway and our relationship prior to that, he thought, you know, if I wanted to race, will you help me? And I said, sure, you know, I'd do whatever I could to help you out. And so he got involved in racing. He loves it. He's having a great time, both as a participant, as a spectator at the Speedway. And he's always been one of those kind of guys that wanted to help out the people that really needed help. And after last year's season and seeing so many people struggle with the economy and people that are good racers and can compete not being able to race or not being able to be there every week, Jack came to me in the off season and said, you know, how can we somehow help as many of these drivers as possible? You know, how can we get some money out there and help them all, make it easier for them to get to the racetrack? And after a long discussion, we came up with this point fund. And the one thing that we did, it's a great point fund. It's $3,000 to win. It's a $15,000 total point fund, all coming right from Jack Bayman and Bayman Law to the cities. And you know, it's a great deal. We split it up. We talked about, you know, let's have this $10,000 to win point fund. And after talking about it, the goal was ultimately to help as many people as we can.
Right.
So we kind of you know, reeled that back in a little bit, and we made it $3,000 to win. But we took those funds from the first place position and spread them out all the way back to the top 20 drivers. And so anybody that races at our Speedway in the USRAB mod division this year is going to get a nice point fund if they're there every week, and they're in the top 20 in points. And I think the lowest payout is somewhere in the $200 to $300 range, which is what you would receive for winning a track championship as a member of the USRA sanctioning body. So it's great. It's a great deal, and you know, I can't say enough about Jack Bayman and his support of not only racing but, you know, our Speedway.
And then another added bonus is a bonus of $250 paid to the competitor that races every show and ends up with the lowest point total. And you and I have talked about some of the folks that race at lacrosse that don't have the funds that some of the other drivers do, and what their really incentive is. And it's obviously the love of the sport, of racing. Then you have some guys that are out there that they want to do as best as they can every single weekend. You look at a point fund like this that Jack sets up, what an incentive for every single driver out there every single night.
Yep, no, it is. It's a great deal, and you know, that little bonus program there just goes to show that we're not just trying to help the guys that have all the money and can win races every week. We're helping everybody. We want everybody to get a taste of the pie, and a guy that comes to the racetrack every week just for the love of racing and maybe isn't competitive every week in and week out has an opportunity to get some extra cash as well.
I can only imagine that will increase the competition.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, we'll get a lot of participation, I'm sure, and it should make that USRAB mod class pretty entertaining this year.
That's going to be outstanding. And again, that's Jack Bayman, owner of Bayman Law from other cities. What a fantastic job. I love hearing stories like that. Those are the stories you don't hear a lot about, because some of the guys that have a lot of money, or your frontmen that have money, don't want the name recognition. They don't want to be known. They just want to be known that, hey, I helped out a track like this. But and again, you know, Jack doesn't, I'm sure he wants a pat on the back every now and then, but that's not what he wants. He wants to see that this driving in this succession of racing continues in Fountain City, and that's just an outstanding way to do it. Before I do forget, now, you bought the track in 2009, but there are some other partners involved that we did want to mention, because I don't want you getting in trouble when you leave the studio.
No, that wouldn't happen, but no, this is nothing that you can do by yourself. And you know, my brother-in-law, Tom Lochner, and I had talked, you know, probably 3 or 4 years on and off about, you know, the purchasing of the Speedway, and just never really kind of worked out. But eventually, when the previous owner decided he wanted to get out, I talked to my brother-in-law, and we decided to go ahead and do this together. But we needed the help of not only, you know, me and him, both of our wives, my sister Tina Lochner, and my wife Paul Timm. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't do it without everybody involved, and even at that, we need a lot of help. So,
what is it more than you envisioned in 2009, maybe the first year out, going, wow, look at the big picture of this. This is really huge? Or did you kind of expect a lot of what you're seeing fan-wise and car count-wise and promotion-wise? And obviously Mother Nature doesn't have, you have no control over that, but is it what you envisioned it would be?
I don't think I could have underestimated what goes into promoting a racetrack any more than what I did.
Right.
It's beyond belief what goes into putting on an event every Friday night. It really is a challenge. It's probably, as a driver still, made me probably the most understanding driver that any promoter will ever have at his racetrack, because it is tough. It really is.
Well, it's like Al said, though, as being a driver yourself, knowing what you expect out of the track conditions, pit areas, concessions, you're seeing it twofold to where, okay, when the drivers were telling you years ago, I don't like turn 3, or it's rough out of turn 4, or not saying the track is, by the way, but those concerns you have yourself, and now you are the one up here to go, this is what we need to get done.
Yep, that's correct. And it's not that easy. It's not always cut and dry what needs to be done, and especially on dirt. Mother Nature plays such a role in how things go.
Right.
Not only from participation in the stands, but the conditions of the racetrack that you're racing on. And so it is. I'm a weatherman in the summertime, man. I'm on the TV. I watch every report I can get my hands on. And
do you have a nickname? Because out of the lacrosse speedway, Chuck Deary, it's the Deary Doppler radar. Do you have a name for yours out there?
Well, yeah, I've been called lucky for quite a while, and it's irony. It's not because I'm lucky. It's because I'm unlucky.
All righty, Bob Timm, owner of the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. It's MississippiThunder.com. They've got the entire schedule up there. Fantastic-looking website. And look at the date for the IRA 410 Sprint. So we wish you had more time on the show, because I'm a big sprint car guy. And make sure you mark that on your calendar, folks. If you've never been to a sprint car race, especially when Scotty Neitzel and the guys rolling in the 410s, get yourself a good seat and get there early, because I can guarantee that's going to be a jam-packed night. Bob Timm, thanks for joining us from the Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Fountain City. They're open practice tomorrow night. Get on the website, MississippiThunder.com, and you can find the entire schedule there. We're going to be hitting the racetrack here in a couple of days. I can't wait to start smelling racing fuel and burnt tires. And another big show coming your way next week. Website, if folks want to ask a question for Bob Timm.
Go to fansarena.com/7riversracingshow.html.
And you can find us on Facebook.com/7riversracing, and on YouTube. It's YouTube.com/7riversracing. Again, Bob Timm, thanks for coming on. MississippiThunderSpeedway.com. We'll be back next week. We'll see you on YouTube. We're getting ready to go hit the track. Al Losi, Dan Diker, and Bob Timm, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week on the 7 Rivers Racing Show here on KQEG TV.